Hold up. He just put spikes across the whole map? What? Hello everybody and welcome back to Knader Gaming, and it is time for another Bloons Tower Defense 6 video, and today we are trying out another one of the Paragon towers. This one I am weirdly excited for. Let me put it that way. It's a tower I don't use a whole lot. However, I think it's going to be very interesting, and that is going to be the one and only Spike Factory. The Mega Massive Munitions Factory. A factory of explosive spike balloon annihilation. Something about the Spike Factory is just unique. It's different. It's just all around a strange tower. Not saying it's bad, but in reality, it is a tower that I don't use a whole lot. However, the idea of a Paragon tower for it just seems hilarious. So we're going to test that out today. I have no idea what to expect. But as usual, first things first, let us choose a map. I don't really know what map to do for this one. Something with a lot of area. I don't know if you saw, I'll show you real quick before we get started. This upgrade is 800,000 in-game coins. That is, I believe, let me check the Super Monkey real quick. Yeah, that makes it the second most expensive upgrade in the game, which is insane. That is so much. I think the only thing more expensive than it is the Goliath Doom Ship at 900,000. So, yeah, I don't want to get my hopes up too much. If you saw the last Paragon video, I don't want to have that happen again. What? But yeah, as I said, let's first of all find a map for this thing. In reality, I guess we want one where there's a lot of room to place spikes on. Let's just go Winter Park. No particular reason. It was just speaking to my soul. So let us get started here. As usual, you guys know the strategy for this. It is money first and foremost. However, we are going to start with a Spike Factory on this. I don't know how well a Spike Factory will perform on its own, but like, it can't be terrible, right? Although I can tell you this is going to feel like it's going to take forever because Spike Factories have to be placed generally towards the end of the track, which means there's probably going to be a lot of waiting on this video, which I won't actually make you guys wait. Obviously, I'll fast forward it. I will say this. In the last video, I talked about how, I don't know, in a recent video, I mentioned this. I'm not a big fan of the towers that you have to micromanage. So towers that, follow your mouse or have stacks of abilities you have to use a lot. And I will say, the Spike Factory is kind of all of that, like the complete opposite. You don't do anything with it. You place it and it just operates. Even the one path where it has an ability, the tier 5 is that it automatically sets off the ability. So like, I mean, you can still activate it, but one of the benefits is you don't have to activate the ability. It keeps doing it for you. And so this tower is kind of the opposite, which is good, but also bad in the sense of doesn't make for a very incredibly entertaining and engaging video. Not yet, anyway. I'm not telling you to leave. Just keep watching, please. But eventually, this will get very exciting. But for the start, it is just a lot of watching. But hey, we do have enough for all Benjamin. So let's hide him in the corner up here. Yeah, perfect spot. I will say I did check the price. And if you look here, on easy mode, it's actually significantly cheaper at only 680,000. And no, I don't do easy mode because I'm a wimp. I do it because it's a better, easier time for us to analyze it. There's not a huge focus on survival. It's more of just, let's check the tower out. But I think eventually we'll have to upgrade our Spike Factory, but like, it's still kind of just chilling there. So, like, whoop whoop. Oh, I didn't look and we actually ended up losing a couple. So I guess I should upgrade our tower. Oops. That was not intentional. That's what happens when you look at your phone, people. Oops. And we have our first bank. Once again, we are on a good track here. of simply placing one spike factory and letting it do all the work. So, yeah. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, that didn't go well. Okay, we do need to upgrade this a little bit more. This one's towards the end of the track, so I think we technically want to do that one. So I guess we'll do this lower upgrade path. Even though I don't really like that one, because like the long range is like sweet, but that's why you do that bottom path, because it gets you those spikes that pump out at the start of the round really quick, which is useful. Now, if we can't see camo, we're gonna have real problems here. Good. If you're confused, you probably haven't seen the tax shooter video, which I don't want to go into. Still bitter over that. Hasn't been long enough. Uh-oh. I don't know if this can... Oh, it can! Sometimes when you get fire upgrades, the purple balloons suddenly are unaffected by whatever it is. A good example of that is like... it's not a perfect example, like the Dartling Gunner. When you give him the laser tip bolts, he no longer can pop purple. So I was wondering if maybe the fire hot lead stuff might actually be counterproductive, but it was not. So, good. Oh! This is going bad. All right. We gotta get serious here. Gotta build some more spike factories. I'll make this one my Moab popper. I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. This upgrade right here, awesome upgrade, but the one after is what makes it a real treat. Oh, so I want them to be both spitting out lead ones because of situations like this. Another hard part of this is going to be the fact that the spike factory upgrades are just so expensive. Every part of it. I mean, the top path, like 6,500, 100,000. That's an easy mode. Like, that is an expensive upgrade. So, I mean, we're going to do it because we have to, but whoo-wee. Pricey. All right, here we go. We've got the Spike Storm upgrade. Come on. We got to test it out. Ah, there we go. That's a big upgrade right there. That's going to be what helps us get rid of the Moab and take care of that one. Because those guys, they are tough to deal with. So, this might be why I don't use a Spike Factory a whole lot. Let me word it this way. In a match like this, where the whole point is to just use it, it's not particularly amazing. So, this is kind of difficult. But hey, it's part of the video, I guess. This is also a challenge video. It's not just to test out the Paragons to see if we can actually get there in the first place. There we go. Yeah, wow. That thing absolutely destroyed that Moab, which is perfect. All right, let's continue on here. Got to keep getting our monkey banks. I will need to get another spike factory sooner rather than later, probably, but I am distracted by money, so... What's nice is the Benjamin upgrade makes it so those guys instantly get popped with just one pop. As you see here, that first rainbow balloon, once he hits that first spike, gone instantly. Oh, I forgot. Okay, I gotta find a way to get the ceramics popped, which I know how, I just need to go and do it. Let's put this guy down here. And we're gonna make him a ceramic balloon buster. Oh, I was a little short on that. Oops. There we go. Put this guy a little further down. Maybe I should have put him further forward. I don't know. It doesn't really matter because there's going to be spike factories everywhere by the end of this video. This is where we'll see it really shine through. Yeah. That one, my favorite path of the spike factory is the top one. So, let's go this path with it. Alright, now I need to start saving up to get some tier 5 upgrades, both in the realm of banana farms and spike factories. As generally, I don't worry about getting the tier 5 upgrades of these too quick, but in this video, I think we probably should focus on it, just because, you know, as I said in times past, the last thing you want to do is end up losing before you get to the Paragon Tower. So, we're definitely going to have a little bit of emphasis on that as well. Making sure we survive to get to the Paragon Tower. All right, we are almost there already for our tier 5 banana farm monkeynomics. So just a little bit longer and we will have our first tier 5 banana farm. We got our first big red there and took care of him like a piece of cake. And speaking of cake, actually I don't know how that would segue in, but we have our first tier 5 upgrade, which is fantastic. Are dealing with a little bit of close calls down here, but we're all good. Now we got to get our next tier 5 upgrade, which I'd like to be the tier 5 Banana Central, but I have a feeling it might need to be one of our spike factories just so we can play it safe. Might get this upgrade first, and then we'll go ahead and get our spike factories upgraded. Just because this upgrade's good right here, so might as well take advantage. And here we go, carpet of spikes. Fantastic upgrade. Look how fast he goes. But more importantly, yes, he just keeps activating that ability, and we still have it down here to activate, so really powerful. That is also a lot of spikes, and obviously they disappear pretty quick, but still, I would say all around a very, very good tier 5 upgrade. I guess we never bought that. I'll buy that just because it annoys me that I didn't buy that in the first place. I thought I did, so. Yeah, wow, that is just destroying the Moabs. Problem is, it is not destroying those guys very well, which is okay. All right, let's try and get Banana Central now. We're only 60,000 away, and our banana farms have everything we need. Never mind, we have it. That is nice and convenient. So now, the big question is, do we keep building? I'm gonna build 2 more banana farms, or at least as many as I can fit down this row. And then, okay, we got 3 more. Then we will begin the ultimate buying spree of spike factories. This will be the most I've ever bought. And first thing, I need to find out what the hotkey is. It's J. J is our hotkey, people. Alrighty, that is good to know. And honestly, let's just buy that. We have enough. Man, crazy that we actually have a tier 5 upgrade that's more expensive than our banana farm upgrade. That's crazy. And it's a good upgrade, but I definitely don't know if it's worth 106,000. But hey, maybe it is. Maybe, as I said, I don't use this tower enough to be able to give a true, what's the word I'm looking for here? An honest breakdown of the spike factory, because I've just never used it enough. But first, let's just go ahead and place all these guys. They're kind of a bigger tower, so they're kind of hard to fit in all these spots. I also can tell, I don't know if you see it, but it is lagging significantly, which is not good because we haven't really got to the expensive part yet. So, yeah, because we haven't upgraded any of these, which is not, yeah, this will be an interesting video. We might have our first crash of Bloons Tower Defense 6. Which, I mean, it would be kind of funny. And as I said, they are so inconvenient to get placed in spots. Like, I am not placing nearly as many as I'd like. But maybe that's intentional. Maybe the designers are like, we don't want the game to crash every time people build a bunch of spike factories. Who knows why you'd want to do something like that. Alrighty. We have placed all our spike factories. And as you can see, there's actually a lot of holes in spots, but I couldn't quite get them to fit in those. Oh. There's one more. Sorry. That could have been bad. But yeah, I'm kind of scared to start this because there's a big hair on my face. I'm kind of scared to start this because, like, I think it'll just lag out, but let's see. Oh, I didn't realize what round I stopped it on. Yeah, let's see how we do. This is very laggy. Not terrible, not like beyond awful, but definitely not great. Yeah, I mean, it's tolerable. But as I said, now to get to the really, really fun part, and that is upgrading all of these. So yeah, bear with me here. Oh, but we also can buy this, so yay. And I will tell you, I think this one right here, because generally I try to have my Paragon tower be pretty central, but I think Spike Factory wise, we wouldn't want that in theory. So we're gonna make this one right here. I really like the location. It's kind of got the little ring around it, but that will be our Paragon tower when we have the $50 bazillion. I think we made a mistake. As you can see here, this is lagging an unbelievable amount, and I really don't want to be sitting here watching this for a long time. So I might change strategies here and maybe just upgrade them one at a time until I get to the point where this is annoying me too much, and then I just cave and buy the Paragon tower. So I am going to pivot a little bit on this. So on one side, the lag has greatly improved. On another side, up here, I have only the perma-spike dudes, and so definitely don't think that's helping. But as I said, the lag appears to be mostly gone, so we're going to keep it at this level probably, and maybe just commit to doing the Paragon like this. If it's not max level, that's okay. I mean, you can invest extra, so we might just do that money-wise. But yeah, it was very laggy. Let me tell you, it's been a while, and it's been like 7 rounds since we did that, which is not a lot, in case you're wondering. So, yeah. I am going to buy a few more of these guys, because I feel like that's what I'm running into the most right now, is I pop these Moabs, but then the ceramics just tear through. So I'm going to add a couple of guys there. Help speed up that process. And I might add 3 more here as well. And then I'll be done. So we've got our first bad here. Seems to be performing pretty well. Destroying it with ease. The only thing we seem to struggle with is the Moab class towers, as we don't really have a whole lot of Moab popping ability, but we don't need to really unless they start getting too far. We just need to hold them off till we get to the Mega Massive Munitions Factory. A very good name. Not as good as the Crucible of Steel and Flame, but hopefully in actual usability, a lot better than the Crucible of Steel and Flame. So, we finally have enough. We have the XP, so first let's do this part. A factory of explosive spike balloon annihilation. The Mega Massive Munitions Factory. Whoa, that is intimidating. What a style. It kind of looks like it has the from the Wizard Monkey, a Wizard Apprentice, like the Necromancer line. Like, what in the world? What, like, where did the purple? I guess the purple comes from that one, doesn't it? Okay. Wow, 680,000. But here we go. We'll put in all our cash into it. Do it. Level 37. That's not great, but that is also because we did not spend a whole lot of money to get him. But I see here we have 2 abilities, which is very common that the Paragons have 2 abilities. So let's start it pretty slow. It is going to be kind of rough because I have to go through all the spikes first. What is he planting? Let's speed this up a little bit. Oh! Hold up. He just put spikes across the whole map? What? This is like the druid, the jungle one. The spirit of the forest, but on steroids. That's crazy. Alright, let's turn off that auto start now. Wow, takes those guys out with no problem at all. The fortified, no problem at all. This is pretty crazy. I haven't even touched an ability yet. Alright, let's try an ability out. I see, well, let's just see how it performs against these. A stack of fortified ones. Because the damage is consistent, if it gets there, you know you... This is insane. Alright, Oh, yep. All our spikes have expired now. So the only thing we have fighting for us is the spike factory. Actually, I need to get rid of Benjamin. He's technically helping. Let's get rid of our banana farms as well, just so we don't have the abilities down there. We'll keep the banks. I don't care about those, but I haven't had to do anything. I'm literally just watching. They haven't even got to the actual spike factory yet. All right, first ability. Not seeing it do anything. It looks like it just mass produces. It just puts on the hyperdrive. Okay. And we'll double check this all afterwards. But whenever I press it, you'll see he starts going really fast. Okay, that's good. It looks like you only can do it once per turn, though, because you see here, it's not even charging, which is kind of odd. But it's not terrible. Goodness, I can't believe these spikes across the whole map. Like, that's insane. All right, let's try this other ability out. This looks like the perma-spike thing, so he's planted like landmines all over the map. See? Landmine, 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 and then little spikes everywhere. When he hits them, they just absolutely blow up everything around him. Oh, and that detonates them. Okay. So it's a twofold ability. You plant the mines, and if you click it again, detonates all the mines. It's probably so you don't stack the map with a bunch of them. Wow. Literally, this is the epitome of what I like with the tower. I just sit here and watch. Those guys got a little further. Let's plant some of those mines again. Those are awesome. And they like just slowly creep up. Yeah, look at the damage they do. Crazy. One of those little things is taking out like an entire batch of ceramics. That is crazy. So far, this has definitely been a pretty good Paragon tower. I just can't get over the fact they still, come on, someone get to the end. I'm okay with that. I want to see how this thing performs at the very, very end. Anybody? Anybody want to try and get there? Oh, good test here. Let's use... I just clicked it, forgot I had some on the map, and yeah, it just destroyed the bad instantly. That's crazy. Definitely takes a while to pop a bad. A fortified bad is definitely going to get through most of this map and probably have to actually fight it off here. So let's see, it's going to hit some of the spikes here. This should pop it. Okay. So we just about got there that time. So a bad is definitely going to get pretty far. It seems that Moab popping ability, it still struggles a little bit. It's great, don't get me wrong, but it got pretty far. Should we plant more of our landmines? That is so cool. It just destroys them. Absolutely destroys them. Just blows them all up. Crazy. Well, rather than just sitting here and watching it, I am going to go have lunch probably, and I will return and we'll see how well our spike factory performed. Or it might still be going, but I doubt that. But we'll see. We shall see. I have returned, and as we see here, we made it to round 166. Looks like a DDT is what got through. I'll have to review the footage in a later moment, but wow. 76 million pops. That is very impressive. Now, round 166, I don't think that's the furthest we've ever got with a Paragon. However, I want to address the fact that this is a pretty low-leveled one with abilities that we weren't using while we let it sit here. So all in all, yeah, I would dare say the Spike Factory, Mega Massive Munitions Factory is quite a good Paragon. I mean, being able to pop every balloon type, looking at you, tax shooter Paragon, is quite a benefit. And so, all in all, I would say this is a very, very good Paragon tower. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's a pretty simple one. It doesn't appear to be very complex in terms of understanding how it works. I am going to quickly check the wiki and see if there's any other info that might be relevant that we aren't aware of. So as we thought, the two abilities it has, one is Controlled Burst, which greatly increases attack speed for a moderate amount of time. It can be used once per round, and they say here in the wiki it's meant to replicate the Smart Round activation that the Bottom Path Spike Factory has, where it shoots out a bunch of spikes at the start of the round early. That's what that's meant to replicate, apparently. That's what it says here. And then Spike Again, which is distributing small mine bombs around the entire track. And then it spaces them out according to some sort of system, I guess. And then the mines, it appears... Yeah, if you press the ability again, it then blows them all up, which is really good, as we were able to see. So nothing surprising in the abilities. So this is also random. I actually did not know this was a thing, but apparently the way the Paragon looks is dependent on what degree it is. So 21 through 40, 41 through 60, 61 through 79, and 81 through 100. Apparently it actually looks different. I did not know that. That is really cool. I've only used each Paragon like once. I don't play it a whole lot in terms of using Paragons. And so that's actually a really cool feature that I was not aware of. So after looking at the stats, we're not going to go over them all. It is just a very high damage tower, specializes in close-up, obviously. Very similar to the tax shooter, actually. Which is funny, though, because this tower also specializes in across the entire map damage. All in all, people agree. I looked at it, once again, I looked at a Reddit post just to see what people's thoughts were. And very similar. It's just another really good Paragon tower. They did say in later rounds, it can get a little laggy if you're constantly spamming the abilities, but I think that's probably from people who probably don't have systems that quite keep up. I don't think we'll have too many. I doubt looking back in the footage I'll see any lag issues. There might be a little. But yes, conclusion, I love it. I think its design is awesome. I think it's an all-around really good tower. Popping ability was pretty crazy. Round 166 with a low-level Paragon without any micromag. No abilities, nothing. Just letting it go. So, very impressive. And yeah, definitely one of my favorite Paragons. Well, anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. Remember, if you want to pick up Cadenator merch, go to the merch store. And make sure you join the Discord channel if you haven't. Would love to get your ideas and future plans on there. Talk with some of you guys. But anyways, once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.